All right, everyone should have 3 sheets of paper out. 4 would be ideal. That means we got through 2 essay plannings. So everyone should have on their blank sheet of paper, you should be writing your comparative number 2 rubric. It is out of 18 points. The colors are red for restating the prompt, green for correctly identify legislative independence, and then for your examples, they're all orange. So write it out quickly so we can move on. The goal of today is to obviously grade 2 essays. We're going to turn in all 4 of the essays that are due today, and then tomorrow you have 3 essays due. So the faster we move, the more we can plan and make your life a lot easier tonight. Does that sound good? So we can't do what you want to do until we do what I want to do. Perfect. Actually, just throw it away. So everyone should be writing the rubric. Let's go. So this weekend, Henry came home on Friday with a really nasty cough. And he's 3. He's going to be 4 here very shortly, but so he coughs in your face. So guess who also has a cough? Me, because Henry's disgusting. My husband also has a cough. And who is to blame for this? Henry. My fault also. I mean, he's really cute though, and that's the problem. But yeah, so Henry has taken down the whole family because he's disgusting. It was so bad. We stayed at a friend's house on Saturday night. It was so bad. He was coughing so bad. We left their house at 3 a.m. Yeah, that's how bad it was. Well, he kept throwing up in his mouth. He was coughing so bad. Yeah, and we all know how bad that is, right? It was terrible. It was awful. So it was better to get in the car and drive home than it was to stay there. That's how bad it was. What do you got? Yes, constrained. Are you, Tatum, saying my handwriting is awful? And by of course not, you mean yes? Perfect. Okay, I'm putting up the next rubric. No, 2. Is it supposed to rain all day? No, because I want to be home in bed. It really is going to rain all day until 3. Mia's trying to get all of you sick. Do you hear that? Do you cough in people's faces too? Okay, here we go. All right, before we get going into grading, put your concept number 2 on top of your essay. Put concept, nope. Put comparative number 2 on top of your comparative number 2 essay. So just have them ready to go. Okay, tonight for homework, please listen. Tonight for homework, you are writing quantitative number 2, concept number 7 and 9. Is everyone clear on that? So tonight for homework, you are doing quantitative number 2, concept number 7, and number 9. Is everyone clear on the expectation? So tomorrow you have 3. So we're going to grade these as fast as we can so we can help plan and write out as much. All right. What you're going to do is put your concept number 2 and comparative number 2 on top of each other. Put them on top of each other. And then you're going to hand those 4 sheets of paper to someone near you. Go. So one person is going to grade both your essays. It's the first trade of the week, so it literally doesn't matter. Okay, let's start grading concept number 2. At the bottom of the rubric for concept number 2, write your name. At the bottom of the rubric for concept number 2, you're going to write your name. Did I do this one with you? Yeah. Oh, that's nice. All right, here we go. So, concept number 2 was kind of the tricky one. Statement A, B, C, D. Here we go. Using your red crayon, you're going to restate the... make sure you're grading the essay, not the planning. Let's do that. Yes? That'd be great. Okay, so you are going to highlight, restate the prompt, and in green, correctly explain the correlation. Correctly explain a correlation. We did it together, so it should be very straightforward. Who has a good answer for part A?
Democracies tend to have higher female literacy. Not all do.
Wait, what? Say it again?
Statement C is a correlation between it states that liberal democracies tend
Okay,
to
got it. Okay.
have a higher.
All right, perfect. Any questions on A? Perfect, let's go to B. B is asking you to restate the prompt and correctly identify a causational relationship. All right, who here has a good B? Come on, the faster we go, the faster we plan. Mia.
The statement that describes a causal relationship is statement B. This means one thing versus.
Perfect. Okay. C, restate the prompt, correctly explain the difference between a causation and a correlation. So as long as they did everything they're supposed to do, it should all be there because I planned it for you. Isn't that nice? Who here has a good one in front of them? AKA they wrote down what I told you to. What do you got, Tatum?
Do you want me to read the whole response?
Let's do it.
Statement C shows that literacy rates tend or might increase, but not always, which means that not all people are affected. Statement B shows that by expanding access to women for education, women increase their political engagement. This means that more education is directly tied to political participation.
Love it. Whose is it?
So.
I knew it. Nice job, Estelle. All right. Total it up. You should have a total score out of 12. Okay, write the total score out of 12. Do that now. Okay, let's go to comparative number 2. Okay, comparative number 2. Did we also do this one together? Oh, wow. You guys are just cranking through it then. Here we go. Not every class got these. You're the only one that got both. Here we go. Everyone should be putting their name at the bottom of the rubric for comparative number 2. Everyone should be putting their name at the bottom of the rubric for comparative number 2. Here we go. Define legislative independence. They should restate the prompt. Correctly define legislative independence and provide examples of countries. They should list them right there. They didn't have theirs? Who are you trading with? Anna? Hey, you don't get to grade if you didn't do your job. Cool. You should have said no. So now the kid who did the work isn't doing anything. That's a problem. So hand the essays to him. Liam, can you switch your comparative with him? So give him the rubric. Just do that one. Give the comparative one. All right. Here you go. Perfect. All right, here we go. You should be restating the prompt. Correctly define legislative independence. Provide an example of the countries. Who's got one? Guys, the faster you go, the faster we do this. What do you got, Eve?
Legislative independence is when the legislative branch has the authority and power to challenge other branches of government. Legislative independence is found in the and
Perfect. B, restate the prompt. Describe how legislative independence is used by government institutions in two different AP comparative government and politics course countries. So you're defining it in one course country and then in another course country. Who here has a good one? What do you got, Mia?
legislative independence is seen in the UK with the House of Commons' ability to vote and vote of no confidence against the Prime Minister to remove him from power. Mexico's Senate has the authority to impeach the president with a majority vote in the
Perfect. That's what you should all be having. This is easy when we do it together, isn't it? All right. Let's go to C. Restate the prompt. Correctly identify, explain why each of the two AP comparative government politics countries described in B would choose to constrain legislative powers. Okay. Who here has a good C? We can't move on unless someone reads it to me. Oh, we don't want to move on? You want to stay here? I've already talked to these people who've raised their hand. What you got, Ellie? Perfect. So, what you need to be doing, ladies and gentlemen, please listen. I'm trying to move us quickly so I can help you plan. If you have a stapler on your desk, you need to staple each of your essays separately. Is everyone clear? Do not staple 4 sheets of paper together. Staple them separately. Put the essays on top. On the bottom of your comparative 2 rubric, you are writing 2 positives, 1 piece of constructive criticism. Do it now. You should be writing a total score. And you should be writing 2 positives, 1 piece of constructive criticism. Everyone should be stapling 2 different essays. I only hear 1 stapler going. So if you have a stapler on your desk, you need to be stapling it. That is the priority, please. Staple. It's behind you, Oliver. Okay, the stapler is the priority. Everyone is stapling it twice. As soon as you get the stapler, staple it and pass it. So, on the bottom of your comparative 2, you should be writing 2 positives, 1 piece of constructive criticism. Constructive criticism is something that they can immediately approve upon. Like, for instance, you need to write clearer. Your handwriting is hard to read. That is a good one. They need to know if people can't read their essays. What are you doing? Why are you handing back his essays? You're just stapling them right now. That's what you're doing. That's your job right now. Okay, you should be stapling and passing. No, just 1. Mina, I'm trying to get you to the review. All right. So, everyone should be having 2 stapled essays in front of them. What you're going to do is hand them back to the person who owns them and give them their feedback. Go.
No, this one's out.
Rubric on top. Guys, it's rubric on top.
This one's out of state.
Here, I'll just give you back.
Click on this big one.
We need it. Yeah, we need it.
Okay, please listen very carefully. All of your scored essays are going to Mary Bell. Mary Bell is collecting all the scored essays. Pass them now. Let's go. Oliver, this is Mary Bell. Mary Bell is here. Do better. You've been sitting in the same class for 22 weeks, and apparently you're in her English class. So really do better. Yeah, no, she's doing your scored ones. Your scored ones with the rubric are coming in. Oliver is collecting your non-scored ones. Oliver is collecting your non-scored ones. Make sure your name is on it.
My name's on that.
Are these non-scored?
Yeah, no.
Okay, take out the 3 sheets of paper. We are going to do quantitative number 2 first. Okay, here we go. Quantitative. Remember, your essays for tonight are quantitative number 2, concept number 7, and concept number 9. That is your homework for tonight. Tomorrow you need to have 3 essays. How many? 3. Here we go. Government censorship of the media, 1990 to 2018. I always think it's helpful every time that you have a bunch of lines with no names on them to write who they are. So the solid line is Russia. This big one here is Mexico. Smaller one over here is Nigeria. Okay. This little dot one is Iran. And this solid line is China. So I always think it's helpful to help identify. Project 0, very high, 4, very low responses. Attempts to censor. 0's attempts to censor are direct and routine. 1, attempts to censor are indirect but routine. 2, attempts to censor are direct but limited. 3 are attempts to censor are indirect and limited. 4, attempts of censor are rare. So that's what it means up here. So what I would write, no censorship. Okay? Lots of censorship. So anytime that you have a chart, it is important that you slow down and kind of process whatever the chart's about and make quick little notes for yourself. All right, here we go. A, using the data in the graph, describe a trend in the data for the extent of censorship in the media in Mexico between 20,000 and 2018. Explain a possible trend. Okay, so Mexico is down here. Mexico is right here. So from 2000 to 2018, censorship is doing what? Censorship is decreasing. Okay. Why is censorship decreasing? Come on now, this is your background knowledge. What do we got, Mary Bell?
The PRI goes out of power.
PRI is out of power. And what would be a nice little vocab term that we could put in there, or a phrase or something? What do we got? Mia? Perfect dictatorship. Okay, perfect. Okay, using the graph and your knowledge of AP comparative, draw a conclusion about the relationship between democratic consolidation and censorship. Okay, we have to identify what is democratic consolidation. What is democratic consolidation, Rinkus? Process of becoming more of a democracy. More democratic. So what would be something that they are doing? What is something that they are trying to do to be more democratic in Mexico? Eve.
You said that like all like media sources can have to be unbiased.
Fine, but what's your fact? What's your vocab term you're going to put on it? Yep, no go. Mia.
Include the federal election.
Federal election system. Okay, federal election system. Okay, and censorship of the media. Censorship of the media is going to be, okay, cannot report truth. Okay, and what vocab term can we use to kind of support this? Okay, that the Mexican media could not report it before 2000. There's a really lovely word for it, people. Mia? No, you can't just say that. Luke? No. Well, guys, we already know the censorship over the media in Mexico. So, using the data and the graph and your knowledge of AP comparative government, draw a conclusion about the relationship between democratic consolidation and censorship. So, why was the media being censored? Tatum? Corruption. What's another word for corruption? What's a fancier word? What's the other C word? No. Clientelism. You serve me, I serve you. Okay. C. Explain why the government censorship of the media in Mexico differs from government censorship of the media in the United Kingdom. So what is the difference between it and the UK? Does the UK have government censorship? No. Censorship. Why do they have no censorship? I'm trying to help you plan all your essays, and right now I got 3 of you helping and the rest of you mooching, and I'm over it. I've already talked to Eve. Colin. It's a what? Okay, I mean, it's a strong democracy, fine, but like, what's your vocab term there, boss? You don't get points for consolidated because it's already right there. I can sit here awkwardly. I'm good. My tea is delicious.
Do they like government funded news like the BBC?
What is it called? Oh, come on. It's the fun word. It's the fun one, Colin. What is it? Guangos. Guangos. Okay. And what is a quango, Colin? But not censored. Okay, government supported but not censored. Okay, explain why government censorship in Mexico differs from the government censorship in the United Kingdom. Okay, so they're supported but not censored. Mexico. Okay, Mexico censored to support an authoritarian regime. Okay, we need another fact here, or something to put down. Open up your notes, people. You could actually make your life easier and actually look at information. Not a shot, girl. I'm gonna go home and go to bed. Explain why government censorship of the media in Mexico differs from the government censorship. Guys, it's a kind of easy answer.
PR one of the
No, we already used PRI. Guys, who would enforce them? Hi, it's not just the 2 of us. I don't know if you've noticed. There's other people in the room. So use your hand, please. Thank you. All right, guys. We're not using corruption because corruption is not single word. But what's something that we talk about all the damn time in Mexico? Cartel. Cartel will score. Because who is going to enforce the cartel? Yeah, so the cartel enforces government censorship. So what happens if you talk shit about the government? Well, who comes after you? The government? Cartel comes after you. Who are you more afraid of? Yeah, for sure. All right, there's your 4. There's your 2. That was painful, dude. All right, here we go. Take out your concept. Do you want 7 or 9? 9? Okay, concept 9. All right, here we go. Colonialism had an impact on both the colonizer and the colonized. Describe one example of how colonialism shaped contemporary politics in Nigeria. Describe 2 examples of how colonialism has shaped contemporary politics. So how many sections is this question? It's 3 parts. So first part is colonialism. Describe one example of how colonialism has shaped contemporary politics in Nigeria. All right, here we go. What do we got? I already talked to Tatum. Haley. Is that the best example, though? I'm going to say no. I think there's a better example out there. Bronson.
Because of like the lines that they drew in the colonial times, like the tribes are, there's always
There you go. I think that's a better one, and then we can talk about prebendalism, how they pull money from the federal funds to support their tribes. I just think it's an easier one to defend. Okay, tribal. Nope, nope, nope. Nigerian borders were drawn by colonists. And grouped tribes with complicated pasts and use these divisions to create more tension. Okay, what's our vocab term we're going to use? What's the term here, people? Put the hand, Oliver. I'm tired of telling you that you are not the only one in the room. Ellie. No, apartheid's South Africa. So you're wrong, because it's got to be. What is it? Prebendalism, yeah. Prebendalism. Because no national identity. People steal money for tribe. There you go.
Would national question be a vocab term or no?
Yeah, for sure. National question is a great answer. National question. Should Nigeria be 1 country or 5 countries? That's a great one. I actually kind of like that one better, actually. All right, here we go. B. B. Describe 2 examples of how colonialism shaped politics in the UK. So, how is politics going to change in the UK? Jade? So how is that tied to the colonies? If you can argue it, I'd be interested to hear. I appreciate the effort, but no. I've already talked to Eve too many times. Oliver.
There's more diverse populations since people from Nigeria, some people from Nigeria.
Okay, but what are you going to use? Diversity, I accept. Fine. But what are you going to use as evidence? Ellie? Wait. What? Yeah. Can you speak up just a little louder, my love? No, we're talking about UK now, not Nigeria. What?
Could you say some documents that you want it to say xenophobia, which is like the fear that outsiders coming in, led to Brexit?
You're not allowed to talk anymore, but that's a bomb answer. Xenophobia leads to Brexit. And how is that for their economy? Yeah, it'll hurt their economy. Okay, we need a vocab word here. Who's the prime minister who leads them out? Boris Johnson. There you go. Good. Now we need another one. Open up your notes, people. Come on now. Come on now. What do you got, Nico? Ooh, absolutely. Rishi Sunak. Current PM. Current PM. He's of Indian descent. First ever. Okay. They are, India was a former colony. Okay, we need, oh my god, I misspelled colony in the worst way. That's embarrassing. I write colonies all the time. Okay, we need some piece of evidence though. We need some piece of evidence. We're gonna talk about it. Apparently he's a big fan of Cody Rigsby on Peloton. Apparently Rishi Sunak rides Peloton all the time, and his favorite person is Cody Rigsby. So much so that when Cody Rigsby was in London, they had a sit-down meeting in Parliament. Isn't that funny? Like, he took time off his calendar to like meet him in like a very formal setting, which is kind of funny. Anyway. It was a big up to do because they were kind of pissed that he wasted government time to talk to a Peloton instructor. I think it's funny, but people in Britain were not entertained. I mean, I guess. I mean, would you want Biden sitting in with the Cody Rigsby or any of the other Pelotons? I guess it kind of makes sense.
What did they talk about?
I don't know. Like, I don't know. I mean, Cody Rigsby is wildly all over the place, so. Anyway, we need something. You could look at your notes and find something. You could actively try. Well, if we can't come up with evidence, then we can cross it off. All right, so we need something else. What else we got? You can't.
The evidence just like being Indian culture independence, so that's what
Absolutely, but when is it?
1947.
Of course it's 1947. I taught you better than that. You know it's 1947. Don't do me like that. Let's all say collectively, thank you, Mia. Get out of here. You cannot rely on Mia to carry you. Do not be dead weight. It's annoying. Goodbye. Nice job, Mia. So you only have what? One to plan? That's not one to do? That's not bad. That's nice.